Welcome back, everybody. Took a little while to get the map list, but finally we have it. Abyssal, then Belshir for Harstem versus ByuL.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. It's happening.
It's alright. It's the winners final, I suppose, of this group. For the TaKeTV Penthouse Party number 2, Group B final.
Mm-hmm. It's the
pretty much as good as it's. Well, I mean, it's definitely going to be the best series of the night so far, but it is going to be a long one. So make sure you stick around because it's just going to get better and better as time goes on, as tournaments tend to do.
Yeah, it is the winners. So whoever loses this has another shot against the winner of Koss versus Damaga, happening after this one. So on the bottom right, this is the blue Zerg. He is ByuL.
Rocking that BaseTradeTV LFT tag. And in the top left, Dutch Protoss. This is Harstem.
I guess I have the tags off. I forgot to turn them back on.
Oh.
That wasn't it.
Well, I'm sure all of you guys out there, you BaseTradeTV Passion Lords, are fully aware that ByuL is a sponsored by BaseTradeTV player for the time being.
Oh, well.
On what I'm believed to know as a temporary situation, but still one very welcome for ByuL.
Yeah, temporary, but already garnering a little bit of attention. Finally, we have his jersey ready as well, so he'll be getting that in the next week.
I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, whenever the handoff happens, basically. So it'll be nice to finally have the team represented whenever he participates in GSL, VSL, SSL.
Yep, GSL Season 2 not long away now. It's pretty exciting.
That is true. That is true. I mean, I think everyone's pretty excited to see the foreigners in action once again, Major and Scarlet. But
yeah, boy, do they have some tough groups. Ooh, proxy action here from Harstem, looks of things.
It kind of looks that way. Proxy Stargate. I mean, if this was versus Terran, I just assume that this was hiding for that mothership core. Pylon
He's just started the cyber core, though. Huh.
Yeah, it's a very early time to leave the probe there, but it's staying, so.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so I'm just really excited to see ByuL's jersey, I suppose, what it looks like. I have no idea what it looks like, so I'll find out with the rest of the world. I was also, while this game was getting through, looking at the groups for this tournament, and there are some good groups, dude. I'm pretty excited for, I think that E looks really good. Neeb, Namshar, Optimus, and Lambo is a pretty damn good group. And there's that Stargate going down. So yeah, it's just patrolling from a little bit earlier, that probe.
Yeah, Stargate.
Fair enough. So Hero Marine, Mana, True, and DNS is also pretty sick.
We're doing B, D, E, H. If H and G are even being played today, they're gonna determine if it's played on stream or off stream at a later point.
Oof, E is gonna be good, man. I like the look of that group. Optimus didn't have an amazing showing at Austin, but I'm led to believe that he's actually an incredible Terran. So I look forward to seeing what he can show here for this tournament. Hopefully some stronger series.
Well, Proxy Stargate right up against that natural means that Oracle's going to come in way before ByuL expects it to, and he has not much scouting elsewhere. Just seeing a gateway, second gateway, pretty normal there.
Yeah, and ByuL's putting a lot of gas into speed and Overlord speed. So link speed and Overlord speed, I should have clarified, sorry. So he's not going to have a whole lot of resources for things that aren't drones. He's making an Evo chamber right now. Looks like he canceled a gas there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And in comes the Oracle. Completely unawares for ByuL. He's going to lose a few drones here. He does have a couple queens in the natural.
Yeah. Very fortunate that he brought that second queen down already. Otherwise, that Oracle probably gets a few more drones. But now realizing the queen was in the natural, goes in the main base. Only had a second to go, though, so 6 drones in total.
Yeah. Ring around the rosy goes the Oracle. Gets 6 drones for its trouble. Second Oracle on the way here. Now, does Harstem follow up this double Oracle with the very popular Resonating Glaives Massive Depth thing? Well, he's also getting a Phoenix as well. Sure way Overlords, I think.
Yeah.
Don't know if he'll go heavy on that Phoenix or not.
Well, funnily enough, the it's gonna die!
Oh, mistake there from Harstem.
Yeah.
Losing that Oracle, bit of a shame.
11 drones for 2 oracles is not quite what you were hoping for, especially considering how much of a surprise it really was supposed to be. Overlord might go down as well, but Twilight Council was delayed, Robo was delayed. Funnily enough, yeah, the ByuL was unable to scout the Stargate. Oh no, he did, with the Overlord, obviously, yeah. But not with the Lynx. So the Lynx just go into that main base and might get some damage done.
Yeah, and it looks like Harstem is aiming to get up that Adept follow-up, but ByuL, he's got other things. He's got his lead, Speedling drop into the main here. Getting a nice position, going to get a few probes before the Adept finishes. One Adept actually gets that ring of probes around it to protect her. She is quite tanky, she can take the hits, but 6 probes have gone down the other side of the map.
Yeah, well, not too shabby. That wasn't a lot of Lings committed. The Overlord still lives, the Phoenix is doing something else, and of course the Stargate is finally dying. There's a lot of Lings.
Stargate taking out contentions for now. Yeah, and when you see this many Lings as a Protoss, you're going to be like, oh man, I got to lock things down because he's going to start flooding me. And we got a 3rd Nexus on the way for Harstem, but that is it's bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah. If the Lings hadn't taken their time dealing with the Stargate, then I think this 3rd would have been cancelled once. Maybe not twice, as the Adepts are finally coming in here, but definitely once. But as it is, just another Overlord dropping to that main base, because it's Speedy Overlord, so as long as it's alive, more power to you. And that Phoenix, did it die? No, it's just, there we go. It's missing it. Missing it every time.
Hey, here Phoenix is here now. Gotta get that job done. Take out that Overlord. Phoenix does take a while to kill that Overlord when it's unupgraded, and we do have the Lings unloading again, unleashed into the main here of Harstem. That's plenty of Protoss units, so he will be able to clean this up at least, but not before losing a couple of Adepts and maybe some probes. Yeah,
2 Adepts and 2 probes is pretty worth the drop, I believe. There we go.
Absolutely.
He did have +1 on his Ling, so that's why they were actually a little bit more successful. They have a push out from Harstem, but this isn't just the Resident Enclave Adepts, which can shade in and shade out and hopefully live. The sentries included with this is a little bit more dangerous. There's already an army ready for it.
Yeah, because ByuL's going to be, he's made Banelings, and he's going to be wanting those connections on those clusters of Adepts. Because he already has Overlord speed, he's going to get himself some Bane Rain happening, and this is a really cool move from ByuL.
That is. I mean, I would say that he does okay against this even without the Bane Rain, but especially with it. Boom.
Oh man, there goes the sentries here for Harstem. He can still make a ton of Adepts though.
More Banelings coming in here. Oracle still barely alive, and the Queens were unsuccessfully attempted to get that Warp Prism. Still alive is a big deal. Oracle now onto a Terminal Line. Doesn't have a Spore Crawler. Oh god.
Those Baneling connections were about as good as you can get here for ByuL. He takes a lot of those Adepts out. Harstem still pressing the issue here with a bunch of Adepts, got 28 army supply worth. Knocking on the front door here. A bunch of the Banelings of ByuL being made on this ramp. And this Shade is going to do a lot of drone damage before he gets cleaned up.
Yeah.
6 have gone down.
This isn't working out too poorly for Harstem, but remember, even though he's up in the worker count, which looks quite good, in fact, getting quite up there as these Adepts, man. Yeah, this drone transfer. Yeah. He is delayed on his tech beyond this, so there is still a bit of a potential for ByuL to come back, but no, he's not going to bother. Too many Adepts. GG.
Too many Adepts. Well played. Harstem getting a 1-0 lead against ByuL.
Damn. Adepts counterattack really working out there.
Yeah, ByuL did, I thought, a fantastic job with what he had at the start of that hold there in the natural. Like, he had the Baneling connections, the Bane Rain, got the sentries. It's exactly what he wanted. But didn't produce enough units.
Yeah, not quite enough. And actually, about halfway into that attack, he, I think, realized he didn't have enough larvae, so he even threw down a macro hatchery, but too little, too late.
Yeah, you don't want to be making that macro hatchery when there's already Adepts in your main.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I mean, that worked out quite well for Harstem. Didn't get his gases at his 3rd base, didn't probe too hard, and just used the opportunity with that Warp Prism. I mean, I'm not sure if it was the all-in, but it might have been. Again, I think there was only 1 robo and no gases, so it worked out like exactly what he wanted to have happen.
Yeah, that 3rd up though, did he? Or did he lose a 3rd?
He did have a 3rd, but like the 3rd base mass Adept, no 2nd robo. I think it's like 8 gateways or 9 gateway Adept all in, like that attack. I think that's what it was, but to be honest, I'm having trouble concentrating.
Super strong. That's okay.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm a very attractive person, a daunting presence. It's tough to focus on the task at hand. Don't feel bad. Happens.
I'll try not to feel bad. But along with that, I guess we've missed a couple of resubs and all that. So thank you to we shout out the bits. Chardon once again with the bits, really cool. Girthang with a 26-month resub. McPain, no, that was a host actually. I guess we should get rid of hosts. And then Shroom5 for 600 bits.
Yeah.
A lot of Swift Rages.
Making it rain.
Yeah, he is. Oof. I hope I start to feel a little better. I got a headache from. It feels like drinking coffee. Which
one of those headaches you get from not having enough water.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, I had a glass of water with it, so I feel like it wouldn't be that.
Actually, depending on how much coffee you drink, you actually need a lot more water than that per coffee. I got told by someone like a beauty therapist, someone that's an expert on being hydrated.
Interesting.
That's you. I mean, I wasn't there for beauty therapy, clearly. But
can you go to beauty school?
But I was just sort of chatting to this girl, and she was saying that you need 3 cups of water per cup of coffee to rehydrate what the coffee takes out of your body.
Wow, I didn't know that. Well, yep. I don't drink that much coffee, and because I started feeling a headache, I only have half a cup of coffee, so I only had half of that. So I feel like it shouldn't have been the coffee, but I don't know. It might just be the early hours and the lack of sleep too. So that's probably it.
That whole chestnut.
Yeah. I took an ibuprofen though, so I'll be good to go in like a couple here. But Harstem is up 1 with a nice counter. ByuL just not having quite enough to deal with it. It was a good game regardless of what X or Y I suppose I missed. And now we're in game number 2. So in the top left, as the red Zerg, it is ByuL.
Yeah, it's currently down the series, surprisingly enough, against this kid in the bottom right here with a very strong game on Abyssal Reef. This is Harstem. He's had a really interesting comment in the chat that I'd like to address. I don't normally like to address chat, but I will in this case.
Go ahead.
He's nominating me for voice that doesn't match the looks. What would I sound like? What would a guy that looks like me sound like?
I feel like you look exactly.
So I want the answer.
You look exactly what I thought you would look and sound like. So I don't know what that guy's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, does he think I should be sounding really high pitched? Like, should I sound like? Should I sound Rasta? Like, I don't understand what the.
Maybe that's where he's going. But
I'm just interested to see what the answer is. That's all. I'm sorry. It's early game PvZ, guys. I have time to flaff around with the chat a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I mean, that's what.
I didn't say you don't look good, homie. I know, mate, but it was the voice thing that I was addressing. Thank you very much, though. I appreciate the compliment.
I don't know what he means. I don't remember if I heard you or saw you first, to be honest. I mean, this would have been a long time ago, because I guess I would have cast with Zeph, and then I probably would have wondered like what was going on with her. Actually, it might have been that you guys participated in that caster tournament. No, not caster tournament, but like the day 9 thing, right? The
oh my
After
god,
Hour Gaming
yes.
League. There we go.
It was the AHGL. So it was So You Think You Can Cast.
There we go.
That's what it was called. I remember now. Zeph and I actually won that.
I remember. So that might have been the first time I heard about you.
Base trade was a small thing. Obviously, if it was base trade right now, we'd get crushed. Because it was a popular vote thing. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't think you were casting with Rifkin there. I thought you was casting with Penguin.
You'd be correct. I'm pretty sure I learned about that before I was casting on BaseTradeTV. Because I think Fear Dragon, being the huge J9 fanboy that he is like talking about it. And then I thought about applying, I believe. And then I decided like I wasn't going to. I mean, this one's been so long ago because at some point...
Yeah, this is like 2013.
Yeah, it might have happened right before I applied for MLG because basically there was a thing that happened that I didn't apply for and I always wish that I had. So my dad told me that I should have just done it. I did it for the MLG community cast and then they accepted me and that was like one of my first big tournaments that everyone got to see me cast in and that was like...
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of the order of events, but basically that might have been the first time that I saw you. But I don't know if I heard you first. More important things. Harstem nearly died to this from Damaga.
Yeah. Speaking of standard order of things, this is something that we've already seen. This feels like deja vu, a glitch in the Matrix right now. ByuL pulling out the Damaga strats here. Except he has an extra hatchery.
Yes.
That Damaga did.
And already started +1. So it's hitting a little bit later, but I think it's a little bit earlier on the +1. It's a mixture of the two. Harstem pops the overcharge immediately, but ByuL doesn't even care. Just rips through it.
Yeah, he's shredding the probe line here. Even less for Harstem to defend than he had versus Damaga. And these Lings are just completely decimating the probe. I mean, nice stop position here on the probes, but it's delaying the inevitable. He's losing a ton here. And ByuL's not giving him breathing room either. Oh, cute little play here. Using that prism to save what probes he can. 8 maximum he can save there from the main. The Natural's under siege now.
Yeah. Harstem did see the third base, so I think that just really successfully blindsided Harstem. But nice little save of the probes. Still at almost an even count, and if he can just recover, he would be okay. And even have a bit of a counterattack potential with the Dark Shrine being done. But ByuL has a lot of Lings that he still wants to use, so still with the pickup.
Yeah, Harstem can make 2 DTs here, but he really doesn't have the cash to keep this tech up. It looks like he obviously wanted to go for that Archon drop that went so well for him in the first game against Damaga. But ByuL really upsetting his tempo here, and tempo is so important in StarCraft 2. I mean, the guy and also the the rhythm that you have inside the game. Both those things are important.
Yeah, they are. Well, the Warp Prism, where did it go?
Gateway gonna go down.
It did come back to the main base to deal with this. It just he had nothing else really going for him. It's really getting quite desperate now as 6 more drones are on their way. ByuL already has a Spore Crawler on each base too to deal with these DTs. Harstem really needs to deal a lot more damage on a counter than I think he has potential to.
Yeah, he needs to get onto the other side of the map. Hasn't had that ability yet.
He can't even. Like, he can't deal with this Overlord. He can't deal with the drops. He's always going to have to pull back or be distracted. Oh, no.
Oh, Shrine's going to go down.
Yeah, it is.
Oof. Big pick off there for ByuL. So that's it for DTs in this game. I mean, they can still do damage, but how much damage will they do? This is a really nice move, by the way. Hold position DT in that pylon wall.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
That was cool.
Shall not pass.
But this isn't going to work out.
Yeah, ByuL knows that there's DT tech, so like a smart Zerg, he's dropped spores in every mineral line.
This is bad news. Bad news. I mean, if you catch, even with a Spore Crawler, if it's only like a single Queen defending, then you can still do a lot of damage, but with the Roaches already in place, Harstem's going to look for another opportunity, and it's getting less and less chances as the lair is now done. No chance to snipe a Spore Crawler and deal a bunch of damage. Queen's looking for the kill on the Warp Prism as well.
Yeah, it's getting touch low. But, so Harstem's just going to have to pull things together and see what he can do here. If this was Phoenix co-op campaign, he could kill that Overlord with those Adepts.
Right.
That was something I didn't expect. The Adepts shoot up in co-op.
Yeah, the AI that was a big surprise the first time we played co-op against the AI. But then I was reading Phoenix specifically when I saw the Adepts, and I could have sworn the description of the Adepts still said only attacks ground. But then I got into the game, and I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, I think that might be a mistake. I actually remember, like, I obviously, because, I play 1v1 primarily, I assumed that the Adepts would only shoot ground, so I'm like, man, Phoenix has no anti-air, man. This is really bad. But,
yeah. It's funny.
And I realized that my Adepts with their shades were shooting things in the sky.
Even though I knew that they attacked the air, I would never have called them anti-air, but you're absolutely correct. They could have been warping those in.
Oh, the Archon does get morphed and is doing some damage. That Prism very, very low, though, and still over creep. Oh, careful. Oh, God.
Okay. It lives.
It's an awkward chase, but it does live. It lives.
Roach drops.
ByuL's played Knifey Spoody before. Roach drop is very, very strong. The Stalker not in position to be able to snipe down this Overlord. It is very, very low, so this is ballsy from ByuL. It looks like he is going to get these Roaches unleashed here.
All of them. Not a lot of pylons. Archon comes back to deal with this, but this is distracting Harstem as there might be an attack at the front. There's sentries and an Immortal, though, so I don't think these Roaches and Ravagers can do too much. Well,
the wall will eventually be biled down, is the main problem for Harstem here, is that when Ravagers come a-knocking, it's tough to keep your wall up. And, of course, when the wall goes down, that's when the Roaches come in and do the rest, because they're going to go for the third base instead. This might be a mistake here for ByuL. Harstem coming up here with 2 Immortals and a Prism to be able to help as well. He may be able to stop this if that Prism lives. He is going to ByuL it though. Oh no, never mind. There goes the Prism. GG. ByuL going to tie up the series 1 apiece.
Right.
I have to try and remember not to... I'm trying not to yell and do the regular Maynard thing because it actually hurts a lot. But it's autopilot for me because I'm just I'm just done so many series of games that way.
Yeah, I feel like it sucks to be sick. I'm glad I didn't get it. I mean, like, I have a little bit of the, I was, you know, out talking in loud bars, so my lungs feel like they've been used up, you know, that kind of feel, but I'm not sick.
Yeah. No, I actually don't feel sick either, funnily enough. It's just that my throat and lungs feel bad. Like, I don't feel like I have a headache or like you know, like I don't feel like I look sick.
Oh, what's that?
But, yeah, it's just my lungs and throat hurt. It's really, really annoying.
It is. That's the worst thing I think about. Like, it's okay, like, sure, you should take care of, you know, making sure you don't get germs and you don't get legitimately sick, but then there's almost not helping, especially in a place like Austin. There's almost not helping the whole, like, you're going to be talking really loudly to friends.
Yeah, I think I want to say that night before the final day when I went to 6th Street was a mistake. Like, part of me wants to say that was a mistake, but I think most of me would have done it again.
Oh. Yeah, that's the thing too, isn't it? That after party was actually really fun.
It was great. There's a thing with these events is that especially the NA ones, I find that like the after parties are so good. Well, I mean, Montreal and Austin are 2 NA events I've been to back to back, but they've had excellent after parties.
Yeah.
And there are so many cool people there, and you want to spend time with all of them, but you can't. It's like the only part that sucks is that there's too many great people and too many good times to be had.
I agree. It was like 2 hours into the after party, and I looked at my watch, and I was like, no, 2 hours already had gone by. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like I made a good choice with who I chose to hang out with that night, because you do have to make the choice, unfortunately, when there's that many cool people.
I just
would hang with again.
So there's this part that I kind of like, I'm kind of hazy about, right? Where I don't remember the reason that we left the party initially. Do you?
Yeah, I do, but we'll talk about that. We'll tell you guys a story out there in the chat in a minute. In the bottom right here, this is ByuL winning game 2 on ByuL.
Mm-hmm. And the bottom left is the blue Protoss. He is Harstem.
He is well spotted.
Oh,
now
okay.
the reason why we left the party was we were looking for 6th Street.
That's what I thought. And then we
and also, yeah, I saw Stajo in the chat earlier. If he's still here, I hope he's finally accepting responsibility for his complete lack of ability to find anything in a foreign city. Like I actually hung back with Cats and Fear Dragon. And I didn't want it to be a Debbie Downer and tell everyone that they were going in the wrong way, because I knew that we were going the wrong way. I was just actually having a good time, just walking around outside for a little bit. So I was having a walk and I was having a good time, but eventually the walk got a little bit lengthy. And I'm like, you know, we discovered that we were going the wrong way, and then they wanted to go back to the party. And bars close at 2 a.m., which I think is right about when we arrived there. And then they're like, oh my god, what's the Marriott? So Stajo whips out his phone, which has been completely ineffective as a navigating device up until that point. Luckily I have, you know, my memory's not amazing, but it's good enough to find the Marriott. So we just relied on human brain instead of the smartphone. And we got there.
Yeah, that's what I thought happened. I remember just being like yelling at him for not being able to get to 6th Street, but then I was also wondering if we were trying to find food. It was like one or the other.
Pretty sure it was 6th Street. I felt pretty well fed.
You did?
I actually don't remember what I had for dinner.
I did not, unfortunately. So I went to this really cool place, by the way, just like regular openers here in this PvZ, but...
Yeah, PvZ opener. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I hung out with Corbin, one of our subs, that's like helping us with the website, and his wife, and then like Boris and Ahmad and Annie. So we all went and hung out with them, and they took us to this place called Bangers, which is great, first of all. But it was like what it sounds like. It's like a bunch of sausages, really fancy sausages too. Like his wife got like a Korean like bulgogi sausage, and then I got rare game. Yeah, I know. I got like a wild rabbit sausage or something like that.
Whoa. Well, you know what bangers means, right?
Sausages.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I didn't. Okay. I was just wondering. Like, a lot of Americans don't know that. So I'm glad you do.
It's still a funny thing to put in America, though. Like, I think they're kind of going for the initial
it's a British
effect. Thing. Yeah, for sure.
Bangers,
but anyways,
bangers and mash, guys.
I could only eat like half of the hot dog. I mean, it wasn't big at all. It was very rich, surprisingly. But anyway, so.
Well, a rich sausage can be found on 6th Street most nights, from what I understand, in Austin.
I prefer pizza on 6th Street. I definitely would have been down for pizza.
I agree. I agree. I liked the pizza choices that we made, even on the last day. It was good enough.
It was. Pizza is pizza, right? Okay, so now what do we have? Dark Shot on the way, Baneling Nest, a nice handful of lings, and that third base was cancelled. Psych.
Oh. So ByuL's being a cheeky boy here. It's going to be going for, looks to be some elevator play again, with the Evo Chamber finishing up. Overlord in position. There it is. And again, Harstem doing the Dark Templar opening. Has the potential to be more stable this time, as the Dark Shrine will be finished a little bit earlier, but ByuL's going to be hitting with a pretty sick timing as well, ZG. This is going to be painful for Harstem.
It's going to be pretty painful. I mean, this won't have +1 like it did last time eventually, but I think the damage will already be done in the initial attack. And this is like looking really concerning. That Dark Shrine's on the front. That could be a vulnerable point along with the Adept. Even a couple of Banelings coming in here now, being morphed in over there. He's realizing what's going on, trying to get another gateway down.
Man. And the Dark Shrine's part of the wall.
Oh, I think it'd be worth killing that.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, he's just going to break on through. The DTs are here. Once again, you can manually detonate Banelings to kill the DTs, but it's very dangerous. Oh, Protoline taking a big hit there from the Banelings. The Lings shredding through the rest. 19 probes have gone down. That doesn't actually kill Harstem just yet. Does do a lot of damage, though.
I mean, ByuL, he only has to defend 2 bases, so that shouldn't spread him apart too much. He needs 2 Spore Crawlers eventually, but he hasn't seen a Warp Prism yet, so he knows that he has some time. Or no, well, he hasn't seen it, I don't think, but there is a Warp Prism. Just up, there we go, DT, warping in right now.
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, not a Spore Crawler to be seen here for ByuL.
Yeah, I truly think he missed the Warp Prism leaving, so he just thinks that he has time. That's not true. This is actually bad news. Harstem could be the winner of this group.
I think so. Spore coming down now. Too little too late here in the main. He's going to lose some probes here in the natural for sure. I mean, he's already lost 3. Second DT coming in here. He's got DTs on defense in the main as well. Lair not done yet, so there's no Overseer or anything like that. No mobile detection here for ByuL, except for Spore Crawlers, which are not that mobile. They technically are, but... Yeah, locking things down in the main, but the natural is still being able to slice up. This is getting weird, guys.
It is. I'm not sure where to look. I mean, ByuL still ends up about 13 workers ahead, and denying a lot of mining. But Harstem has these DTs that are not only, you know, not detected right now, but also just like they pack a punch no matter what. So George has got to come out and help these queens, or they would die.
Dead hatchery. And Harstem's still on 2 Nexus.
No third.
So, I gotta say, I'm feeling pretty good about Harstem's position here against ByuL.
I do too. I mean, the Warp Prism checked to see if there's a third, and he would have gotten that kill anyways, but just to see that there isn't one in general must feel good. Harstem's gonna use the DTs to morph in an Archon, of course, and he still has more around. He still has 4, actually. 2 in the main, 2 again on the attack.
Oh, by the way, while this double Archon is morphing here in the Warp Prism, apparently Stasia is blaming Sword for his mistakes. It's not really a bro move. You gotta, as a man, it's important to admit when you're wrong. And, yeah.
I can't confirm or deny this. I just remember walking with all of you. I don't remember who was leading the charge.
It was a good time.
That it was.
We got
yes.
Prism getting knocked back a little bit by the queens, but still 2 healthy Archons within. So, and an Immortal follow-up as well. So, and that's just... Harstem has all of his bases covered against what ByuL's doing right now. The Immortals are going to be extremely strong against this Roach Force that ByuL's trying to amass.
The dips in the income advantage are insane, but it is going, of course, back into Harstem as he's replaced the probes that he lost, and he is still the one with 2 base mining. Gonna get another Overlord. Anything with these Archons is good stuff. Harstem still has to worry about ByuL maybe having an overpowering army supply, so that, you know, I do like that he hasn't reached for the third base and he's getting those immortals. Now he feels like he can get a third base, but even that might be cancelled once.
Yeah, I mean, he's in such a lovely position. He's in one of those when you're ahead, get further ahead situations right now. It's not too many bad parts about getting that third nexus. You know, there could just be a huge supply of roaches that just appear without him seeing it, of course. But it seems like that with the Prism and the Archon still alive, he's feeling pretty comfortable about taking that third nexus, getting some damage done across the map, and the Prism's still very healthy.
Yeah. Has all of its shield, all of its health, and it does find that third base and is going to try and take it down. Just by seeing the third base, he might feel more comfortable about his own. I mean, that's still an okay amount of roaches, but now with 2 immortals and a handful of sentries, it should not be too scary. Thank you to Shroom 5 for the 100 bits. And there's been a bit of a bit war. No one's quite beaten Chardon yet.
Bit. Yeah, well, a couple more hit points left on that bit boss if you guys want to become king again.
Yeah, just tap it in. Just tap it in.
Or even for the first time, yeah, just tap it in. Ooh, that Prism's in between a lot of queens here, so be very, very careful.
Yeah, does lose an Archon. Got the Overseer, but... oh, there is a DT. I was going to say that it looked very intentional to snipe the Overseer. Pretty cool idea, but the DT's not doing too much. Maybe it's being mined out from more so ByuL. I guess he was the one mining on it for
7 drones.
Longer.
It's a lot of drone damage here to a ByuL who really is struggling with that economy. 37 drones gets to 57 probes of Harstem.
Wow, DTs lead the charge. No, that was on purpose. Overseer is available now, so they should be morphing in an Archon. But that is a scary army that in position, I think, works. You know, if it's surrounded, though, it's a little bit scarier, so I don't mind that Harstem backed off for a second. Rethinking his plans here.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to follow up with some disruptors by the looks of things, which I think are just an excellent and also explosive, literally and figuratively, choice. I'd love to see it come out of Harstem. I think it's a perfect decision for what he's up against. Obviously, if there was more Hydralisks, you'd want to go for a Colossus, but this is a big, scary tier 3 unit that ByuL, in his current situation, is going to have to is going to have a hard time dealing with.
Oof.
Like, his creep spread's not great, and when he's off creep with a whole bunch of roaches, like, yes, they have roach speed, but disruptors, they're kind of hard to dodge when you're off creep. A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Still can't take care of the DTs either. So 5 more drones went down. Not too many sentries, so these limited force fields, Guardian Shield not being popped.
3 immortals, though.
Yeah, 3 immortals.
Yeah, this overcharge pylon helping out a lot. These 3 immortals doing tons of damage for Harstem. A 4th one coming to join in as well. He should be able to hold here. These Ravagers doing a great job for ByuL, but just seems like overwhelming advantages here as far as the numbers go for the Protoss. Nice blink forward there from Harstem, dodging those Corrosive Biles. Prism with some DT, with a DT. Some DT coming down. And just cleaning up what's left for ByuL.
He's losing Stalkers. But yeah, those 2 Immortals still alive. Should be safe with the Warp Prism. He was down in upgrades, so that's going to even out as well. And ByuL just doesn't have an economy to go back to. Gee.
Wow. Harstem. Dutch Protoss winning the group there against ByuL. One of the best, if not the best, Zerg on the whole planet.
Pretty impressive
Tight.
stuff. Yeah.
Tight.
Good defense, good attack, good reads, smart uses of his units. It's overall a very good group for Harstem, who doesn't have to worry about playing anymore. He just now advances.
Yeah, he's done and dusted. Very nice beginning to this tournament for Harstem. Harstem's course gone deep at home story cups and that sort of thing before. He is no stranger to a TaKeTV tournament. He's at every single one. So, yeah. Very nice stuff here.
Well, that's going to be it for the winners. Now we're going to go to the losers. It's going to be Damaga versus Kos back on the European server. Another best of 3 after this break.